Okay. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Gabby Hour. I'm your host, Gabby Giselle. And if you're new here, welcome to the yappiest, most annoying, most fun, unhinged place on the internet. Okay? Because today it's getting a little bit crazy because I'm feeling a little bit crazy. Okay? I'm not going to lie. Today, I was unprepared, no outline for the first time in 16 weeks. Okay, this is episode 17. So in 17 episodes, this is the first time that I have not had an outline ready for an episode. And I did think about it. I thought about like what I was going to film today, and I even thought about not filming today and instead filming tomorrow. But I'm already filming 2 days later than I normally would have. So there was like no excuse for me not to film today. Anyways, all that to say, today's episode, we're going to be talking about TikTok book boyfriends, book talk vibes. Like, we're going to be ranking probably and talking about fictional men. Okay. So, hey, maybe this isn't for the fellas unless you want to know what your girlfriend's into or what your boyfriend's into. We love everybody here. That was like so weird. This is a safe space. If you couldn't tell, this is a safe space. Hello. Oh my God. We're also going to be talking about how I met Jessie Reyez. What? Question mark, question mark? Huh? Me using Jessie Reyez as clickbait. I am just like so excited because I had such an amazing time at the concert, but there was a lot going on with it. I'm also super excited to kind of talk about book boyfriends because I know that like my background is very bookish. This is the background I use for my TikToks on like my bookish TikTok, which if you don't follow me on there, follow me on there. Okay, it's at Gabby.Giselle_ on Instagram and on TikTok. Okay, what are you doing? Go check that out. But also I feel like having the book background and not talking about books that much on the podcast is, I would say, probably not the best thing for me, brand-wise. You know what I'm saying? And I love to talk about books, but that's very much like my TikTok, and I wanted the podcast to kind of be just about me. And this week, me wants to talk about books. So that's what we're going to do because that's the beauty in this podcast. So this is for all my book lovers, or if you're not even like into reading, but maybe you like anime or you like any sort of like fan base of a genre of entertainment or media that you can consume. Lock in, okay? Because I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to talk about some of my favorite male characters in some of these awesome books that I have so much to say. I'm going to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible so that way I don't spoil anything. But if I do, hey, I'm really sorry. Like, still read the book. You will enjoy it. But if you're like you won't read the book if it gets spoiled, I would just like proceed with caution. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do my very best. I promise. So anyways, let's just get into it. Okay, we're going to start with just like a little update on life. I am really excited because I am now 16 weeks into the podcast or 17 weeks into the podcast. And I feel like, okay, I'm doing really, really good. But a couple of things I need to like work on, I'm a little bit lacking on. So I'm really working on learning some new things this week. I've been watching a lot of like YouTube tutorials on how to film and edit and make it better and do better. I haven't posted on the vlog channel in 2 weeks because I've been kind of really playing around with different edits and different fun things that I'm learning. So, and on top of that, I've got a Kingdom of Ash video that I'm in the middle of working on, okay, because I want it to be like really hardcore video about Kingdom of Ash, about the whole Throne of Glass series, and I think it's going to be like a bigger project than anything else I've done on the vlog channel. So it's going to take me a while to get that out. But I promise within like a month it'll be out. I promise you. But I also wanted to film like what I've read in like June, because I don't think I did June wrap up, and like July so far. And and then like maybe just what I planned. I don't know. I want to film something this week. I do have some vlog clips of me going and having like a bookish day and whatever. So that's kind of like an idea that I've got on my mind to post. Anyways, I will be posting on the vlog channel this week because I do have some things like mostly edited that I've had edited for a while. And then I also have tons of footage that I could put together. So I will be fine regardless. But anyways, Jesus Christ. So I'm very excited because I feel like I'm going to get a system in that kind of takes it to the next level for me, kind of putting in a little bit more effort, especially when it comes to cross-platform posting. So like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, as well as long-form YouTube. Making sure that every clip is on there, that they're edited good, that they're captivating, that I'm doing my best to make it engaging for people, and to pull like the best clips that, you know, I like. I don't know. I really want to put more effort into this sort of stuff because this is like, I'm enjoying doing this, and I think it's time to challenge myself again now that I've gotten it down to a routine with the basics, you know, how to basic edit, how to, you know, film, you know, how long it's going to take me to edit and what software to use and this, that, and the other. Like now that I've sort of figured all of that stuff out, the basics, you know, 6 months in, I think it's time to really level it up. So I'm very excited because I have some goals that I want to reach that I've been really like, I haven't been reaching the goals that I thought I would, but I also feel like it was just a lot harder than I anticipated it would be. And so I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace for setting some goals that, you know, I didn't know what was going to be possible for me. So I think though I'm really going to turn it up. And I hope in the next 6 months, like I see a lot of growth. Like my goal is to hit like 10K subscribers or at least 10K on the TikTok. So, and I'm very excited about that because this is something that I'm loving doing, and it's just like so much fun every week. And I love filming and sitting with you guys and just chatting because also, like, the reason why I like to film in this corner is because it's very, like, cozy, comfy, and it feels like we're having, like, a little chat, you know? Like, you're sitting in the other side of my library on the couch, and, like, we're chatting. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the sort of vibe that I wanted this podcast to be, is kind of just, like, girlies vibing, chatting. I do want to, like, do something with this empty space on the wall here. I'd probably, like, bring this a little bit farther down, or I don't know. I also might move all of this into the second bedroom in our house and kind of make that like my filming / library room, because I think that would be awesome. And then we could do it like half office, because right now it's really just like the cat's litter box room and like that's it. And I don't think that my cats need their own room. Respectfully, they don't pay rent. They don't even let me collect my rent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's this trend where people are like collecting rent from my tenant every month. And then it's like a girl getting ready, and then she like looks over and it's her cat, and she like starts giving it a bunch of kisses. Like, that trend, I wish I could do. But I think 2 out of my 3 cats just wouldn't let me do it. I really do. Because they don't even like it when I touch them. One of them hates when you touch them unless she really wants to be touched. But hey, I respect a woman with boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think I've just raised her to be independent and not need anybody. But where was I even going with that? I have no idea where I was going with that. Also, yes, we do have our Olipop. As always, I'm still waiting for Olipop to reach out to me. Hey, Miss Girl, I will do free ads for literally just like poppies or, not poppies, Olipops. Me doing free promos. Anyways, so, yeah, just new fun things to come with the podcast. Now, another little life update thing. I went to the Jessie Reyez concert, and it was amazing. Oh my God. I don't know if I've talked about it. I think I have, but I saw that Jessie Reyez was going on tour. And if you don't know who Jessie Reyez is, first of all, where have you been? Okay, you're missing out. But I also understand that she's not like everybody's cup of tea, because she has a very different, distinct voice and style of singing and performing and being. She's a very imperfect person and she's a very loud person, and she's a very herself. And I think that a lot of people maybe aren't for, like, that's not their vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people are a little bit just different, and that's okay. You're wrong. You're wrong, but that's okay. If you've never heard of her, though, let me tell you, let me put you on Miss Jessie Reyez. She is my favorite artist of all time. The things that her music has done for me mentally and processing emotions, especially since, you know, Jessie Reyez came at a time in my life where I was, you know, I was in my late teens. I was like liking boys and going through one-sided delusional relationships and weird talking stages and like men wanting me in a different connotation than I, you know, thought about before. You know, you're growing up, things are changing. Boys are being boys and pretending to be men. And, you know, she came into my life at that point through her music, obviously. And I really, really like, for my bookish girlies, like, Jessie Reyez is the equivalent to Nesta from ACOTAR. And if you're a Nesta hater, I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't think we're going to be friends. I don't think we can be friends. If you're a Nesta hater, I just think you're wrong. And that's okay to be wrong. And it's okay to, you know, this sort of opinion, it's okay to differ on with friends. But I genuinely think that if you hate Nesta, you and I just won't get along to be friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be different if we're already friends and then I discover you're a Nesta hater. It's like, okay, I think we can work through that. Maybe. But like, she is music. She is the musician, or yeah, she's like the musician version of Nesta. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely love her. And I discovered her when I was 17. So I think that was probably 16, 17. Yeah, because since 2017 is when I started listening to her. I think I found her on a playlist, I think that would be on Apple Music probably, that I found her, or maybe through Spotify. I don't know what I was using at the time, but I found her through a playlist. And I was like, oh my God, I love this song. It's so good. I love the sound of her voice. It was Apple Juice. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I'm obsessed. And after that, it was just a whole world of her music. And every time she'd drop an album, I'd just be like, oh my God, like, you are the most amazing person in the world. She's almost always so spot on lyrically with what I am going through. So I feel like that always kind of makes it better when your favorite artist release music and it feels like they are going through the exact same thing that you are experiencing. They feel the same things that you've experienced and that you're going through currently. That is just the best. And I feel that Jessie Reyez almost always never misses what I'm going through personally. And that just adds to like why I just love her so much, because I just feel like we're on the same plane. And I have just been such a big fan for a very long time. But I don't know anybody who is super fans of her. I know people who like her, but not enough to be like, not at the level at which I like her. And so I wish that I had a friend like that, but that's okay. I do have friends that like her, so that's fine. And most people that I show Jessie Reyez, they fall in love with her. So I just need y'all to know that I was truly so excited to see her. So when she put up her tour tickets, I was like, okay, we're going to go on tour. We're going to go see her, right? Same day, I'm like driving, I'm buying these tickets. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. It's bad. But I was like super like, I got this. And I was right around the corner from my house. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Yes. Insert card info. I already have it saved. Like, let's go. Boom, pay. I get home, I'm like, hold on. Did I buy the tickets for the right place? I go and I look. No, I didn't. And then all of a sudden, I called Ticketmaster to try and switch over my tickets, but I didn't get ticket insurance. So I was like, because, I'm thinking, ain't no way I'm missing this show. If y'all cancel, then you got to give me my ticket back or my money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to rain check or give me my money back. That's how that works. So I was like, I don't need no ticket insurance. Like, nothing could stop me from going to this concert. Literally nothing. And so I didn't get it. And because of that, they wouldn't switch my tickets. And then I tried to sell them on TikTok. I tried to sell them through Ticketmaster. They offered me literally for both tickets $10. I think I paid like $140 for them, which again, not that expensive, which is great. But I just was like, $10. That's crazy. So yeah, let me get comfy. I'm wearing my merch that I got at the concert. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can turn around. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? Are you guys just staring at my ass? I would be too. It's okay. But yeah, so I didn't end up selling the tickets, and I didn't end up going to St. Louis because I just didn't want to pay for plane tickets to go to St. Louis to do what? Like, I'm going to just be honest with you. Like, my best friend Maddie is from St. Louis. I don't know what the fuck I would be doing up there. Like, I don't like to drink. I don't like to party. I feel like it's just not my vibe. Respectfully. And I don't know, though. I don't know. But just from what I've heard, I don't think I'd have no business being up in St. Louis. Do you know what I'm saying? So I decided not to go. And then I just kind of lost $140, which sucked. But hey, whatever. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to get tickets for St.Pete, which were the tickets that I tried to buy here in Florida. But I was just kind of like, ugh, hopefully they get really cheap, because if they didn't sell in St. Louis, they're probably not going to sell out here. And people are going to get desperate trying to sell off their tickets, and they're going to sell them for super cheap at a loss. Like I probably should have done, which I didn't, because I was being petty and I just didn't want to give Ticketmaster any money. I was like, whatever. So anyways, I ended up using Brittany Broski's coupon code on SeatGeek like 3 or 4 weeks ago, like a month ago, maybe. And I bought 2 tickets for me and my boyfriend to go. Now, mind you, like, my boyfriend does not know who Jessie Reyez is. Like, he just doesn't know who she is at all. But he was like, sure, I'll go with you. So we ended up going, and I'm super excited. I'm like, freaking out, trying to get the perfect outfit. Took the whole day off. We live about 2 hours away. So we left around like 3:45, which is a little bit later than I wanted to leave. But I was kind of like, okay, like, concert starts at 6. They'll probably wait a little bit and then have like an opening act. She probably will come on at 7:30. Right? So then we get there, and I look at the tickets, and it says 7 p.m. Or I think we were like an hour in, and it said 7 p.m. And I was like, oh shit, like, we don't have to be there until 7. And he was like, oh, well, perfect. Like, we'll have time to, kind of just sit, hang out, maybe grab a bite to eat or something. But we had gotten something to eat before we left, so I wasn't really that hungry. But we were like, maybe we'll see our friends, because we had friends that we wanted to see, but they weren't going to get out of their prior engagements, like work and all these other things, until like 5:36. So he was like, maybe we'll just stop by their house and say hi, and then we can go to the concert. And I was like, great. Awesome. Like, we have so much extra time than I thought. I was like, man, we're going to wait in line for a very long time. It's going to suck. We're not going to be the first ones in. I didn't know what the venue looked like. I couldn't really tell from the pictures online, but I looked very cute. I'm going to insert pictures, but they're already up on my Instagram if you're watching this. So go check those out. But we got into downtown St. Pete around 6:15, I want to say, maybe 6:20. And we parked on the side of the road, and we were like, okay, right around the block from Janice Live, which is where the event took place. And so we went in there, And the line was wrapped around the building by the time we got in the line, which was probably around like 6:30. Okay. And at 6:30, we're waiting in line. They didn't let us in until 7, obviously. And then it took us like 10 minutes from the line moving in to get in. So we weren't even in there until about 7:10. And then we got a drink. I got some merch, obviously. And it was kind of really cool the way that it's set up, except we live in Florida. So venues like this during the summer, not a fun time to be at, okay? Especially on like a humid, rainy day. We're in late July. We are in hurricane season coming up, or if we're not already. And it was definitely warm. And I was already sweating from standing in line. So I'm like, man, like my makeup is wiped off, this, that, and the other. But it's fine. Like I already got my pictures. I'll be okay. And I really was just super excited to see Jessie. Now, I'm wearing these freaking giant chunky boots. I'll put a picture of them right here. These add like freaking 6 inches, 7 inches to my height. I'm 5'2", okay? With those, I'm definitely like 5'6", 5'8". It's a lot. But I love it. Okay. I love them. They're so much fun. And I knew I was going to have to be standing for a while. I was like, all right, the concert will probably end around like 10 and then we'll be home by like midnight and whatever, right? Because it said 7. I'm thinking, 7, 8 opening act, 9 concert, 10 it's over. We're out of there, right? So I'm like, okay, I've already been standing for an hour and a half when the opening act comes on. He comes on at 8. Okay, I've been standing in these boots since 6:20, all right? Walked down the street, walked around the block, and stood in line for like 30, 45 minutes. Finally got inside, and I've been standing here for another 45 minutes. So about an hour and a half passes. Opening act comes on at like 8:10-ish. He's off by like 8:45. I'm like, oh, so Jessie's coming on right after. No. So I'm like, okay, she must be coming on at 9, 15 minutes in between the opener and her. Cool, great. Miss Jessie Reyez did not come on stage until 9:30, almost like 9:45, I think. And I was like, ugh, I'm so pissed because I went to the bathroom during the opening act and there was this guy standing kind of like him and his friend walked up on us and it just kind of, even though we're in a crowd, do you know what I'm saying? When people are especially unaware of how close they are to you and they don't need to be that close, like we're not that jam-packed. Do you know what I'm saying? So there was no need to be that crazy with it. And he had gone in my space when I went to the bathroom because I was like so hot. I'm sweating. I'm literally dripping sweat. And we've only been here for like an hour and a half, 2 hours at this point. So I'm thinking she's coming on at 9. She doesn't come on until like 9:30. I'm like, fuck. But when she came on, I was like, okay, I'm having the best time. My feet were hurting like hell for sure. But you know what? I had such an amazing time. Jessie Reyez is just the best freaking person in the whole world. Her concert was amazing. Jake was even like, he didn't know anything of hers. Like I played him some music while we were on the way up there. So he heard a little bit. But he was like, I liked her more live than I liked her on her records. Like she has so much fun on stage. Like her energy, her vibe. She's such, like a good energy when it comes to performers. And I was like, dude, like it's just Jessie's energy, man. Like she just is Jessie Reyez. Like she is that bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? She's Colombian. She's beautiful. She has such a good heart and a soul. She's imperfect and she's open about that. And she doesn't come off as this artist who's like on a pedestal, perfect, like the perfect person. She doesn't come off as this just like estranged person. She comes off very much just comfortable in who she is and how she is. And I really, really appreciate that about her. So anyways, okay, so now we're going to talk about book boyfriends because let me tell you something, friend. Let me tell you something. I finished the Throne of Glass series about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Not a day goes by that I haven't cried about it. I'm literally not even joking. I think I've cried about Throne of Glass and what happened in that book. And what happened in all 8 of the books in the series, especially in Kingdom of Ash. And and also like TikTok just really cannot let me go. You know, like Book Talk really has me in a chokehold, because I'll tell you what, these hoes know when you finish a book. They will know when you finish a book, because then they start throwing at you all these like AI generated really sad videos and pictures, or like hand drawn like fan art of these characters that you love so much. And it just feels like they're ripping off the scab every time, and it just never heals. And it's really irritating. So, I'm not having a good time. But after that, I was like, okay, I need something to take me out of my slump. And I immediately got approved for Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, and, Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm from the Empyrean series, which I just read Onyx Storm in January. Okay, it's not been that long. But something about the fact that the audiobook got approved and I forgot that I had requested it on Libby tell me that it's meant to be. Okay, I'm meant to read this, or I guess listen to this, because I've never listened to the audio. Now, it's not the graphic audio, which does suck, and I do want the graphic audio. However, I already finished Fourth Wing, okay? And I'm about 60% of the way through Iron Flame on audio. And I started them maybe last Wednesday when they got approved. Girl, I have been having such a fun time listening to these books over again. And, you know, you can tell you really love a book if the second time you read it, it hits like even better than the first time, rather than like not as great as the first time, because that's how you know that all the reasons why you like the book are solid and they still stand, right? Like, because I'm sitting here listening to the book and I'm hearing things that I don't remember hearing before. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of lines in the book that sometimes when we read, we just kind of skim over, or we're so ingrained in the plot and like imagining that we maybe just don't pay attention to certain lines, that when you listen on audio, you're kind of forced. When you listen on audio, you're kind of forced to hear it, right? And so it's like, I'm listening to these lines and I'm like, oh my God, I love Xaden Riorson. Oh my God. Like, I forgot how much I love Xaden Riorson. Okay, like, I'm in Iron Flame right now, and I just cannot wait to hear, like, my house, like, my woman, like, I am so stoked to hear that. And I know it's not going to be the graphic audio voice, okay? But I'm going to try. I'm going to enjoy it nonetheless when I get to hear that. So, very excited. Very, very excited for that endeavor. So Xaden Riorson, definitely one of my book boyfriends. Also, can I just say, okay, I am going to pop up some art on here. I'm just like looking for whatever. If you have like I'm going to try to find some fan art. Okay. I'm going to try not to use AI generated art, but I'm going to tell you something. I did not think about the fact, like, I've probably liked AI generated stuff and commented on it and like blah, blah, blah. But until like the whole Mariana AI thing happened, I didn't understand that like it's actually really shitty to use AI to make fan art. But now they're just like so deeply ingrained in my head that it's all I think about when I think of Xaden. Like, I don't know a single fan drawn or like, you know, iPad done or whatever painted picture of Xaden. I don't think I've ever seen one. And if I have, I've not seen them as often as I've seen the AI generator ones. And honestly, like, I didn't realize, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be looking at AI generated art. We should be looking at fan art. But it's just like the AI generated art just be doing something to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's a man right there. That's my man right there. Okay, so I'm admitting to a fault, but I'm doing better. Okay, I haven't been engaging with that sort of stuff. But I'm gonna try to find some fan art up there. Just know that if you've ever seen me like engage with AI generated art, I didn't think about it. It was one of those things where I was like, oh yeah, like, and I'm a very like, I'm pretty awake to the fact that like AI is probably not the best for us, and maybe it should be like learning how to make my or do my taxes for me and like save the economy and save humanity rather than like, you know, doing the fun creative stuff that we want to do. Like do all the annoying jobs so that everybody can just stay at home and be creative and happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on board. And I don't know why I didn't think about that with book art, because those two things should be very much connected. Anyways, back to Xaden Riorson, back to my book boyfriends. So Xaden Riorson, if you don't know, you don't know. But he is from the Empyrean series, or the Fourth Wing series, whatever you want to call it. It's technically called the Empyrean series, but Fourth Wing is what it's known for because that's the name of the first book. Okay? Very successful book. And it is a fantasy romance about people who are in the society where there is dragons and it's like a war college, and their government is lying to them and whatever. Okay. And then the like super evil, dark, shadow wielding, hunky man, the rebel's son. Okay. Who is like her nemesis because her mom is responsible for his dad's unaliving. Not that that's like a really big obstacle for them, to be honest. Like it gets passed over quite quickly. But yeah, like they end up falling for each other, of course. And he is just the absolute like, that is a man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that is a man right there. And he is very like, he's very much a leader, but he also lets her lead when she has the sense to. Like he really considers her and like, like just the way that he looks at her as an equal. Do you know what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be like weak and like frail and brittle and like blah, blah, blah. And the reason for that is because they say, because she ends up having the power to wield lightning. And this is like from the first book, okay? We all know that she wields lightning. You find out in the book in a certain way that it's still surprising, all right? You'll be fine. But she wields lightning, and so she's like one of the most powerful people. She bonds to the most powerful dragon, of course, and so she is like the most powerful rider. And so from her, I believe her dragon, which I didn't catch this when I read the book the first time. Do you know what I'm saying? So listening to an audio, this is one of those things that I caught. But basically it's because your magic already knows what you're going to be. Like the universe already knows. So it evens out the playing field by making you so frail and like obviously having like an autoimmune disease or something. Because she's like, her joints break and like crack and slip and all these bad things very easily as compared to everybody else. And she's like small and petite and like has like frail bones. And that's supposedly because her power was always destined to be that great, which is, I guess that makes sense. And I didn't think about it beforehand because I was kind of like, of course, like she's so tiny, like whatever. And it does get kind of annoying in the first book, but once you get to the second book, it's not mentioned as often because she begins to train and gain more muscle and strength and stuff. Anyways, he just treats her like a badass, even though she is portrayed and thought of by other people as like small and frail and weak. And she fucking proves them all wrong. And it's amazing. So I absolutely love this book. And he's just like a baddie. He really just is a baddie, but he's also like a good time, and he very much loves the people that he loves. And he is definitely top 3 book boyfriends of all time. Now, let's talk about the Throne of Glass series, okay? Because I'm going to tell you what. It's been a minute since I've read ACOTAR. And I don't know if it's because I've seen a lot of cringy, not LARPs, what is it called? Where they dress up as a character. I'm forgetting what it's called. But I've seen a lot. Cosplay. I've seen a lot of Resand cosplay from really cringy creators who like give me just such weird vibes that Resand has started to give me the ick. Now, I know that I just hurt some feelings with that. I know. But I don't know why. I think it's just I'm coordinating Resand to all of like the really weird, creepy cosplayers of Resand, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's not a good time. So don't hold that against me. But I do love him. But Cassian is still, do you know what I'm saying? He's right here. Azrael, oh my God, we just got an ACOTAR 6 through 8. 6 through 8. What? Not one book. She said 3. Bitch. 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So I'm going to do my reread, of course. But I did just finish Throne of Glass, which, if you don't know, is the 8-book series also written by Sarah J. Maas, who wrote ACOTAR. And she ate with this one. This one is more higher fantasy. This one has romance, but it's more of a subplot, I would say. It does exist in multiple different ways, especially at the end. It's, you know, everybody kind of like couples up, and there ends up being like a lot of solid relationships out of the ending of this book, or the ending of this series, as there normally is. But man, just the way that we get there, like, you know, Dorian and Sam. Oh my God, Sam. Oh my God, Sam. Oh my God, Liam, bro. Liam, from Fourth Wing, man. When that shit happened, I was like, it felt like I was getting my heart ripped out of my chest. I was like, no, oh my gosh. But Sam and just Dorian and Kale, and I know y'all but just are Kale haters. Okay, y'all are Kale haters. I'm sorry, you can never make me hate Kale. I don't like it when people are like, you don't have to read Tower of Dawn. It's not that important. Yes, it is. Actually, yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Especially if you remember any of Assassin's Blade. But if your pea-sized little tiny brain can't comprehend that, then damn. But that's your fault. Don't take that out on anybody else. Sorry, that was like really aggressive. But seriously, I just think that Kale is one of those characters that is very imperfect and genuinely grows from it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely faces a consequence to his own mistakes and actions, and he learns from it. And I think that not all characters in books you're gonna like, and I think giving them grace as you would want somebody to give you grace. But some people are not assholes. I'm an asshole. And sometimes I need people, especially the people that I love, and I don't mean to be an asshole to, I need them to give me some grace when I inevitably fuck up, right? Like, I would want somebody to have that kind of patience because, you know, I have, like, in my relationship, I'm definitely the more like aggressive one, and my man is more chill. But like, if he says something or does something that kind of triggers me, I think I have a lot of like the common sense to be like, hey, like that, I don't like that for this reason. And he's very like, oh, okay, like, sorry, you know, won't do it. And we're very good about like communicating any sort of issues like that. But I feel like people who just can't let people make a mistake and forgive them because they've never made mistakes because they're so perfect, they just, again, I just don't think that we would be good friends. I just don't think that we would be good friends. Anyways, so I honestly, y'all just could never make me hate Kale. I think I'm always going to be a Kale lover. Not a lover, but he is not a book boyfriend to me. He is a book friend. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he is my book friend that, you know, I was really upset with him because he was doing some fuck shit. But hey, shit happens. He bared the consequences, and I love him, right? Now, Dorian, on the other hand, Lorcan? Okay, you guys want to know my order? Rowan, duh. Lorcan, Dorian. Okay? Hey. Gavriel. Not me crying. Not me crying. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. When I tell you guys this series messed me up, I'm being honest, okay? I was struggling, okay, mentally for a long time. And my TikTok For You page would not leave me alone. My TikTok For You page said, I'm keeping that foot on that neck, Miss Girl. I'm keeping my foot on that neck. Okay, so yeah, they're just amazing. They're amazing. So we have Xaden. We'll put Cassian. And then we'll put Rowan, Lorcan, Dorian. All right, that's 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and add... Oh, it should be right here. We're going to add Kingfisher from Quicksilver. He's in there. Because that man... Ooh, that man could really get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that man could really get it. He really could. He really could. Oh, I'm going to shout out one of my favorite series of all time. A Touch of Ruin series. The Hades X Persephone retelling. Written by not Katie Robert. Scarlett St. Clair. My favorite trilogy of all time. And there is a novella from... Well, I guess it wouldn't be a novella, but it's a second novel written in Hades' perspective of, I believe, maybe all of the books, but also maybe not. I don't really know. I haven't read it yet, but I do own it. I bought it like a year ago, and I just haven't read it yet because I want to do a reread before I read that, and maybe try to find if there's a tandem read online for it, because that'd be awesome, because I loved that series. So Hades, from the Hades X Persephone, literally the devil. Literally the devil. Top 10 book boyfriends. Let me think. I'm looking around at my shelves here, trying to remember. Oh, I love Kai, but Kai's like my book little brother. Like, I love him. No, I'm not gonna say little brother, but he's giving me young. He's a little bit too young for me, I think. Let's see. Oh, who was in Phantasma? What was his name? He had like Blackwell. Blackwell was good. I don't know. Yeah, I think Blackwell. I liked Blackwell. I also really liked Jax from the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I haven't finished it yet, but I love him. Wow. If I can't remember his name, he wasn't that memorable. So I'm not going to put him in there. But the Heartless Hunter was really good. Oh, so I recently started Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Guys, why haven't I read this sooner? It is so cute. It is so fun. I'm having such a good time with it. And I'm enjoying it so far. I'm 100 pages in. And I'm having a good time, I will say. I am having a great time. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. I think that's what we're going to go with. So we have... What did I just say? What was the first one? Xaden. Love that man. Xaden, Kingfisher, Rowan, Dorian, Lorcan. I'm not putting Gabrielle in there because that's going to hurt too much. Darien Castle. Blackwell. We'll put Blackwell in there. And then we're going to put... Oh my God, this is so hard. Wait, who did I say earlier? Oh, Hades. And Jax. Yeah, I think that's going to be my order. So I think number 1 book boyfriend. No, that's not my order. Number 1 book boyfriend, Xaden Riorson. He just is. Okay, he just eats every damn time. Okay, he eats every time. Number 2, Rowan Whitehorn. Number 3, Lorcan. Number 4, Cassian. Number 5, Dorian. Okay. Number 6, Hades. Actually, no, yeah. Hades. And then we're going to do Blackwell, Jax. What was the last one? Oh, Azrael. And I can't remember what the last one is. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know. If I'm missing it, I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, I would say that's my order of book boyfriends. What's yours? I want to know. I really want to know you guys. Maybe there are book boyfriends I don't know about. Let me know about them because I want to know. I want to know. I want to be in there. I do like Justin from just for the summer. However, I don't want to like put it in like a ranking until I've read the whole thing. So I think that's just how I'm going to do it, is wait until I finish reading it. I don't know. He might be a part of my top 10, but Xaden is just everything. He really just is. He really just is. Yeah, I'm having a great reading month, to be honest, because I got my Libby back and I have really been taking time at night to read, and I've been making sure to bring multiple books with me at all times. We picked a new thriller for book club, and I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm like having such a good time with reading right now. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of like the theories for certain books and like new releases and stuff like that. So with the Fourth Wing series or the Empyrean series, which is Xaden, a lot of people, well, I believe Rebecca Yarros just posted something about publishing a book soon or finishing a draft for a book, but she had said in an interview that she was going to take a break from the Empyrean series to write a contemporary romance, which is kind of like her original genre. She was not a fantasy reader until Fourth Wing, as far as I know. I've heard really good things about her contemporary romance. There is one that I believe is called like Before I Let Go or something like that. There's like a mailbox on the front. That could be totally wrong, but there's a mailbox on the front, and I heard it's really, really good. I'm sure she's doing a great job. So we're not going to be getting another Fourth Wing book for probably 2 years. One just came out earlier this year, so I would assume January 2027 we'll be getting another Fourth Wing book, if not in the fall of 2026. I think is probably around the time that she will finally give us what we really need and what we want, which is closure. And I'm sure that at the end of the fourth book there won't be closure, but I'm hoping for something. So very excited. The Throne of Glass series is complete. However, the ACOTAR series is not complete, and apparently there's going to be 8 books. And Sarah J. Maas posted the other day that she finished the drafts for ACOTAR 6 through 8, which is what it said on the composition book, but she didn't mention 6 through 8 in the caption. I believe she just says ACOTAR 6. So I think she just says like the next ACOTAR book. I'm not really sure, but she is done with the first draft, which means that we'll probably get an ACOTAR 6 book at the beginning of next year, if not like maybe the end of this year for the holidays. But I think it'll probably be next January or next spring, because I think it's going to have to do with the spring court, and I'm a little bit worried about it. But I'm very excited, and I'm going to do my reread before then. And I'll probably do it the same way that I'm doing with the Fourth Wing, which is on audio, because I've never listened to the audio for those books. So I would love to. Now, I heard the other day that, for Quicksilver, guys. So when I first read Quicksilver, I read it on my Kindle. I didn't even have the physical copy yet. And when I finish, at the end of the Kindle file, it says, next book will be out October 2023 or 2024 or something like that. And so when I read it, I was like, oh my God, the second book's already out. Like maybe it's on Kindle, and I couldn't find it. And then I looked it up on TikTok, and there was a bunch of videos saying that she had, put that originally in the book, but she's not going to be publishing until the beginning of like a year from now or 2 years from now, whatever. So that was kind of sad. But whatever, it happens. And I really, really liked the book. Tell me why the other day I saw some shit about a book called Brimstone as the second book. Girl, pre-orders were available in January. And y'all didn't tell me nothing. Y'all bitches on TikTok didn't tell me nothing. Y'all did not send me no reminder. I didn't get no DM. Ain't nobody said, hey, Gabby, I know you liked Quicksilver. Don't forget to pre-order Brimstone. It didn't come up on my For You page. I didn't know anything about it until recently. I saw a TikTok about it, And I literally can't find like a release date. I can't find if it's out yet. I can't find when it's coming out yet. I saw the announcement on Callie Hart's page, I think in February of this year, and I haven't seen anything since. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm upset that I didn't get the pre-order. But hey, I think it's okay. I think I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm having a really great reading month. Like I said, I think the book for book club is going to be In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife. And I'm very excited. It's a shorty. It's not a romance. It's a thriller because we've tried to read romance. We tried to read romance, not thromance. Romance the last 2 book clubs, and we haven't really been liking it very much. So I think that it's good to switch up the genre. I think next it'll be cool if we'll read like a cozy-ish fantasy or a sci-fi, because it's like back to school season. I feel like we're getting close to the spooky stuff, but maybe in October we can read like a cozy fantasy or a spooky thriller or a horror book. We read a Stephen King novel a couple months ago and I actually liked it. It just took me a minute to get into it because I think that he's just a very descriptive writer. And while I do enjoy that, sometimes it can get kind of exhausting to read for me personally. But I did like the book overall. I think it was Holly by Stephen King. That was really, really good. My friend Xaden is reading a different book by him, but the covers look very similar. So I wonder if it's like a sequel or something to this book, but I don't know. I'll probably just ask her about that. But yeah, I'm currently reading Just for the Summer, like I said. I'm also almost finished with The Dragon Republic, which is the second book in the Poppy War trilogy. And I started reading A Study in Drowning, and I really like it. I'm about a third of the way through. I haven't really gotten too far on it because I was trying to finish reading Hexed for book club the other day, and I told myself that I wouldn't read any more of A Study in Drowning until I finished Hexed, and I finally finished it, and then I started reading Just for the Summer. So I'm going to get back and forth between those two, and then The Dragon Republic, as well as In My Dreams I Hold a Knife on my Kindle for book club. So I'm reading 4, maybe 5 books at the time. Well, yeah, 5 because Iron Flame. So I'm reading 5 books right now, all at the same time. And I know that that seems like a lot to comprehend, but for me, I do really well with mood reading. I just kind of cycle between books. Like I will start certain books and then I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling like reading A Study in Drowning, and then I'll be reading that for like 100 pages, and then I'm like, okay, actually I want to read A Dragon Republic, and I switch back and forth that way. I don't read them all at the same time, and I don't read the same amount of each one every single day. Sometimes I go days without reading one of them. Sometimes I go, every couple hours I switch off between them. So I don't know, because that's just how I like to read. But anyways, yeah, let me know what your guys' book boyfriend ranking is. Like, is Xaden at the top of yours? Is he not? And when I think like book boyfriend, I'm not really thinking regular romance or like contemporary romance, because I feel like if I would definitely include the guy from Shark Heart, which is Lewis. Absolutely heartbreaking. Shark Heart by Emily Haybeck is one of those books that just like has me dying. So I would definitely include Lewis from Shark Heart in a book boyfriend, but I'm thinking like fantasy and like dark romance, not so much like contemporary, because it doesn't feel like it's my boyfriend. It feels like I'm watching somebody else's love story. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas fantasy and dark romance I can feel like I can plug myself into the story. Sometimes, not always, but yeah. That's pretty much it, you guys. Let me know how you guys feel. I have so many more books on my TBR. My physical TBR is literally about to fall over because it is so tall. It is stacked pretty freaking high. I think I have like 40 books on my physical TBR, and it's only growing. It really is, because I was doing so good, making progress, knocking off books off my TBR, and then I got a bunch of books for free, and then I was like, okay, I already messed it up. I might as well go get this and this and this and this and this and this and this, because I'm thinking about reading that. And have I read them? No. They're still sitting on the shelf. They're sitting on a pile. But I will get to them. Okay? I will get to them. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. This week, my yuck is people who have never listened to Jessie Reyez, and my yum is people who listen to Jessie Reyez. So you should go listen to Jessie Reyez. Go listen to Pain and Memories. Go listen to Yessie. Go listen to Being Human in Public. Go listen to I think it's called Love Came to Kill It. Jesus Christ. Before Love Came to Kill Us. Go listen to Figures. Go listen to just anything by her. Sola, which is on Being Human in Public. It's in Spanish. She has another song in Spanish, but I don't know the name. I think it's called Lamentame. I could be totally wrong on that. But yeah, go check it out. She's amazing. I love her. She is my absolute favorite artist of all time. I think if I can rank my favorite artist of all time, it would be Jessie Reyez, Harry Styles, Meg Thee Stallion, Frank Ocean, and that's going to be hard. I don't know who should be next. I really don't. I don't know. I don't think I have a next one. I'll think about it. I'll let you guys know next week. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. Check us out on TikTok and Instagram. Like I said, we do have my personals, but also for the podcast. So go check out clips and other fun stuff on there. And yeah, I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.